Good morning, mademoiselles and monsieur, Mystery Man 64 at your service. And it is now time that I show you all what I have been teasing out and what will be at the end of all of my Let's Plays or playthroughs, depending on your persuasion. I'll be giving my full thoughts and feelings and giving the game the full review treatment. I highly suggest watching my playthroughs first and foremost. Yes, I did after all show 100% completion of this particular game, a Kirby Squeak Squad. And without further ado, here is my review for Kirby, a Squeak Squad. First one will be a little bit rough, but as all things are, we grow and improve with each one. But Kirby Squeak Squad is what I would like to call perhaps the first of many collectathon Kirbys. The main idea of this entry is to find and collect many treasure chests scattered throughout the game. This idea would be carried on and fleshed out further in subsequent games such as Return to Dreamland, Trip Deluxe, and Robobot. And in terms of what needs to be collected, i.e. sunstones, cogs, as you will. As with most Kirby games, our journey begins with conflict. Squeak Squad starts off with single-handedly the most ridiculous in the most ridiculous manner, in the best way possible, with Kirby getting his slice of cake stolen for him. Every level you go through, every chest you open, just to find a single slice of cake. Cake! I literally can't even make this up. This is the game that spawned the meme. If you steal Kirby's cake, he will go to the ends of the planet, no matter what is in his way or who must be defeated. All for just one slice. Imagine, if you will, if it was an entire cake. Imagine the destruction Kirby would do, what wrath he would bring. This is so silly. That just adds to the game's charm. Oh my god, I love it. Truly, I do. It's so dumb, and I love it. But now we get into the meat and potatoes. How about we talk about the gameplay? If you are curious about the story, well, I explained it. The cake is essentially the plot. The plot is driven by the fact that Kirby's cake was stolen from him. That is it. That is the plot. I mean, there is kind of an underlying plot of the chest actually containing a dark evil, but it's mostly driven by the cake. It's not exactly the deepest Kirby. But not a lot of them are. And then they get deep, apparently. But the controls are easy enough to grasp and simple to learn. Even the abilities don't really require complex inputs that would be added on to later series. The ability is usually just needing to push or hold the action button, or B. And then a direction is typically as complicated as it gets in this game, There's the rare fighter or ninja where you need to get close to something, but in this one, just a couple buttons and the B button, and that's it. You might be able to tell that this is not a difficult game, and most Kirbys aren't difficult, The only difficulty you tend to find is in the optional modes like the arena or boss gauntlets. But this one still isn't too hard. Even its boss gauntlet is easy. The most difficult you'll encounter in Squeak Squad are the chests themselves, which are not only the focal point, but also where most of the foundation of the game was built. The chess collection is what I like to think as an expansion from Amazing Mirror, but to the nth degree. Amazing Mirror did have treasure chests, but were more niche in that game, containing the occasional map or health increase. Squeak Squad has way more variety. It's practically an ocean compared to what you collect. From music, sounds, colors, or as I called them, flavors of Kirby. Even scrolls that enhance your abilities. This game practically has it all. You can even change what pattern the bottom screen is. Speaking of the bottom screen, as this game is on the DS, might as well use the bottom screen for something. And this game might just have the best use for the bottom screen in any dual screen Kirby's. The bottom screen has 5 slots in it. Yeah, I know, inventory and Kirby, crazy, right? And the game uses it incredibly well, in my opinion. Since there can be multiple treasures in a stage, a max of 3, how would you carry them all? Thus the bottom screen. I know in later Kirby's they just go into your collection, but this one, it just feels different. I don't know how to explain it, you know? The game also intros the concept of bubble items and bubble abilities very early on into the game. And only certain bubble types can mix, all of which is done on the lower screen. You can mix food together to make larger food. You can mix star bubbles to make bigger stars, and you can even combine certain abilities together to get elemental abilities or a random-ish ability, which would then become a major mechanic of star allies. Squeak Squad is the game that I can point to for a lot of Kirby staples. Part of me wishes they kept these blueprints for the other Kirbys. Store extra food or abilities on deck, just in case you lose the one you had, is incredible. Maybe it was too convenient, but they could have at least given 2 or 3 at least, but maybe that's just me, you know, the one little space that's able to hold one food item is nice, but also being able to hold an additional ability would have been better, but who knows? Maybe it may have been too easy, but you do need to collect these special types of treasure chests that have this blue flashing aura around them to progress further into the game, but they're obvious enough and the minimum requirement if you just want to play the game all the way through. And the game does give itself artificial filler by having branching paths that if you choose the wrong one or go in the wrong order, you probably have missed a treasure chest and will have to go back for it. Lord knows I've done that in the playthrough. It can be obnoxious at times, but they tend to be few and far between, and at least the levels themselves aren't too long, so I can at least see past them, but it is a problem nonetheless. But overall, Kirby Squeak Squad is a game I could recommend to just about anyone. I do think the best way to play is to get 100%, but as a DS game, it's not very long, nor very hard. There's plenty to get and experience. Even I discover something new almost every time I boot it back up, apparently. I don't really do any scoring for my reviews, but I will say if you want to check this game out, or if I have inspired anyone else to play it, I say absolutely. This game is silly, charming, and a lot of fun, but definitely go for 100% to get the most out of it. I will make reviews for every Let's Plays at the end from here on out, so I hope you enjoy. This review may be a little rougher on the edges, but it is the first, and the second one wouldn't have been possible without this first one, without more knowledge and experience. So they will be getting better, more in depth perhaps, so on and so forth. I just wanted this one to be nice and simple and to ease me in. You know, there's not really any major spoilers, but later on there will be potential spoilers, and I'll be going a bit more with more experience and so on. So, and with that, this has been the end of all of my Kirbys. And very soon, you will see my brand new Let's Play. It is a game that I enjoy very, very greatly. And again, this is not a 100% or completion channel. This is not going to be that, but it is going to be another type of those runs, ironically. But until next time.